Hey guys, I just want to talk about the stuff I've been trying to kind of talk about on Twitter. Seems like I'm attacking a lot of right-wingers, don't I? Well, just want to talk about it. That for me it came as a surprise that the people like I supported and the people who I thought are decent people and smart people and honorable, noble people with good morals, they support Russia. It's kind of crazy. And I don't know if they see themselves from the side, but they look like Nazis themselves because they're supporting a genocide. Silently supporting, but not really silently supporting, because they're saying a lot of nasty stuff about Ukraine and pushing a lot of lies about Ukraine when Ukraine is fighting to exist and fighting for, self-defense, guys. Americans, we believe in self-defense. Patriots believe in self-defense. If you're a patriot, you believe in self-defense only for yourself, but not for other people in the world, then you're not a patriot. You're probably a Nazi. So at least you sound like one. So what I wanted to say, guys, people I'm calling by name, Cerno, Poso, Chamberlain, Kassam, Rahim Kassam, all you guys, I thought the better of you, and you guys kind of proving yourself to be stinkers. You guys acting like stinkers. You guys are better than that. You need to figure a way to renounce Russia, separate from Russia, whatever your goals were. I get it. Whatever. You thought you're doing the right thing. But when you see that Russia is doing genocide to Ukrainian people, Russia lied to you. You need to step aside from that. If you're an American, a Christian, a patriot, if you have the values of an American, a Christian American. So, anyways, I myself consider myself a conservative, and a lot of people seeing my Ukrainian flag might not realize that I was born in Ukraine. I still have family, cousins, aunts, and uncle, and my in-laws are our in-law family is there too. You guys have to understand that, you can't lie about Ukraine because the truth comes out. The truth will find you out. That's what our pastor always says. And figure out a way to make it be to make people trust you again, because if you're supporting Russia, nobody can trust you except the brain dead people, that there's enough on both sides, who just the level of a baby, infantile level. So is that who you want to you think will follow you and make change in the country? Is that who you want to I mean, okay, you're using people, get it, whatever, stupid politics, that's how it works, I guess. But how do you sleep at night, guys? How do you sleep at night? You pushed for genocide in Ukraine, knowing or unknowing, willing or unwilling, you're doing that. Willing now, what's happening. That Russians a lie. They told you that they'll get Ukraine in 3 days, did they? Did they get Ukraine in 3 days? Maybe they told you that Ukrainians want Russia there. No, they don't. No, they don't. Ukrainians have been genocided by Russia so many times. Yeah, Catherine II wiped off Ukrainian Zaporozhian Cossacks. Yeah. Yeah. Alexander I forbid to print in Ukrainian. Read about Baturin, when Russians wiped out the whole town of Ukrainians. The river was red with blood. That's why they got a nickname Katsap, because Katsap means butcher. Yeah. Holodomor, you guys all know about Holodomor, about the artificial famine. It was for all Ukrainians, except the ones that were like under Poland and like Austria. They're like very, very, the Northwest was like under Poland occupation, so they didn't have it so bad. But the rest of the Ukraine had a really bad famine that the Soviets created for them. And after that, what they did, they killed off all the academics that they could. If you didn't flee, you got killed off. If you were a Ukrainian academic that sometimes they didn't ask if you're gonna go work with Russians. They didn't ask. They just killed you. Came at night. I mean, Ukrainians tell me their stories of their grandparents, parents, to this day. That I was visiting Ukraine not too long ago, a couple years ago, and a lady was selling her book about her life story, and she said, my mom became an orphan because her parents were slaughtered in the middle of the night because they were professor or something like that. They were like of a noble family and stuff like that. Ukrainians know what they're doing and what they're talking about. You guys, all of you, you literally supporting genocide of Ukrainians when you're attacking Ukraine right now and covering up for Russia. You're pushing propaganda. I mean, Tucker, he pretends to be a patriot, but he literally probably is ecstatic to see Ukrainians suffer. He seems like, he pushes his life with that lies with such viciousness. I mean, just like Antifa. Like, no different than Antifa, guys. You're acting no different than Antifa. Seriously. Pushing for murder of Ukrainians, innocent Ukrainians. For extermination of their language, culture, their lives. And you're conservative? You're America First? America First supports genocide of other nations, of other ethnic groups? Is that what America's first about? I don't want to be part of that America First. It's not America First, it's Nazis. Yes, sounds like Nazis. Nazi Germany. They were the Aryan race, and that's it. And they threw Jews under the bus, and everyone that didn't agree, other nations were lesser than, and they were the higher one. Don't you hear yourselves how you sound? Don't you hear yourself? You're sounding just like Nazis. With your American First, we don't care about Ukraine. That's what Nazi Germans did to Jews. They didn't care about the Jews. They just said, they're dirty Jews and stuff like that. And you yelled and shouted, corrupt Ukraine. There's Nazis in Ukraine. Don't you see that you're acting exactly like the fascists, like Nazis? Callousness of your hearts. Did you not check your heart? How can you call yourself a patriot, a Christian, a good man with morals better than the left wing, if you're pushing for Russia's invasion of Ukraine, if you're justifying Russia's murder of Ukrainian people, innocent people? It's not just the warriors, innocent people. You don't care about the innocent lives. How can you do that? Don't call yourself a Christian. Don't invoke the name of the Lord. You should put your heads in shame. If you are a Christian, repent. Repent and ask God wisdom how to get out of this situation you entrapped yourself in. Yes, Johnny. Yes. I raised my kids as patriots of America, to love the Constitution, respect the law, respect others, though we may disagree, but never wish death upon people, never to be dishonest like that. Cerno, Poso, I call you out by name, because I loved you as brothers. And I call you out as brothers that I absolutely cannot support in such atrocity. Check yourselves. All the other people that followed you, and maybe not followed you, maybe they're in the same gang, whatever. You guys fell for Russia's lies. You need to admit that. Greenwald, Chamberlain, Qassam, all you Gates and Marjorie something Green, forgot her name, Baerbock, all you, and all the other people, you guys just repeat Posobiec and Cerno without using your own brains. What has happened to you guys? Are you sure you want to support a genocide? I mean, it will all come out in a wash. Everything will come out. The truth will come out. Are you okay being the fascists? Are you okay being the Nazis? Just the American one. Are you okay with that? Who will save America if you turned yourselves into such people who scream that you don't care about Ukraine? Who used the feeble-minded people, and they repeat online, Ukraine has Nazi problem and stuff like that. Ukraine has corruption problem. No. Okay, not just you guys. I know you fell for Russian propaganda. But now that you know, what is stopping you from renouncing it? What is stopping you guys? Money? Were you paid? Gosar, Massey, Flynn, Bannon. What has gotten into you guys? You know there's genocide in Ukraine. You know it was invaded unjustly. Ukraine has done nothing to Russia to be invaded. Ukraine was not threatening its security. Ukraine had no interest in Russia. It wanted to be with Europe. You know that. What has gotten into you guys? How can you support that? Russia paid you, lied to you. You work with the brain people on that side. How can you call yourself American after that? You're not an American if you support Russia's genocide. You're imperialist because Russia is pushing for its empire again. That's what Putin has been saying all along. Listen to his speeches. Sometimes he speaks in English. Yeah. And they're all translated too. Don't call yourself American after that, guys. You're not American. Or treasonous Americans. Those who know what they're doing. Those who know what they're doing. Treasonous Americans. Yes, treasonous. You know you're playing in Russia's interest and not American interests. In American interest, you would fix the problems inside. You would try to get the house in order and not ally with a cult country, a country that has the cult of death and war. With the temple that Putin built for military. Yeah, Serna, you praised it. Did you not see what it is? It's the same as Aztecs killed their people. It's the same as abortion. Yep, it is. It's the same, guys. Yeah. Those conquests, war for conquest of land, people, and resources and stuff. You're anti-imperialist. You're against American empire, but you support Russian empire. How does that make sense? Explain. It doesn't. You're lying to yourselves by now. Go live in Russia. See how Russians are living. Russia can't be a blessing to anyone. They're a curse to their own people, the Russian government. Check the rest of Russia, except like where the economy is holding on oil, St. Petersburg, Moscow. Everything else is below poverty level life. Alcoholism is rampant. They dumped down the Russians. They reduced money on their education, on their level of education, and don't care too much for it. They're slaves to Kremlin, to the thugs in Kremlin. Believe it or not, I know many people still in Russia. I know many people who lived in Russia and came here. Some are family. I know, guys. Do you? Do you care? If you're an American, how can you support Russia? Russia always said that America is the opponent. In Russia's genetic, like on their genetical level, they will always treat America as opponent until their government changes and directs otherwise. Cold War ended, sure. Rhetoric remained. Rhetoric remained, guys. Rhetoric remained that the West is the enemy. I mean, that's how Putin had to have people follow him. You know how it works, guys. You know how it works. And he will always have West as his enemy. Even if you would ally with Russia, Russians would not take you as brothers. In their mind, you're still enemy, to be used and abused. Because that's what Kremlin had taught them. That's what Kremlin is doing to them. That's the example that their government set for them, and doing it to them, that's what they will do until they're re-educated by their government. Their government needs to change. What happened to Christians in that country, do you know? They get silenced unless you agree with Kremlin. Yep, for a while. Have you heard the news coming out of Russia? No, you don't, because you don't care about that stuff. I know people in Russia. Do you know what they say? Pagans burning churches for a long time already. Government doesn't do anything about it. Did you watch Russian programming? So much darkness, cults, magic, everything. No, we're not that much better in the United States. But you can't call Russia a Christian country. They worship war. They worship death. They rejoice for death of Ukrainians. Can you get behind that? If you're an American patriot, you know the cost of freedom. You know the freedom is important. That's what Ukrainians are fighting for. How can you not support that? You support Iranian women being free. What about Ukrainian women being free? What's going on with that? Who will save America from going down if you went the same direction? You don't need Russia for that. You don't. You don't need Russia, guys. MAGA doesn't need Russia. American patriots don't need Russia. Absolutely no. Did you not trust that you can figure out the problems in-house yourselves? Did you have to, have Russia help you or something? What the heck? Anyways, what can I say? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Divided we fall, united we stand. Figure out how to unite this country. Ask God for wisdom. Repent and ask God for wisdom. Yeah. Repent and ask God for wisdom. Because you're just as the left wing, angry, and the left one has been less angry, been focused on Ukraine and helping Ukraine. Not all, but still. You don't need Russia. Figure it out, guys. Figure it out. Ask God for help to figure it out. To do it the honest way. Yeah, the honest way. If you want to go the honest way and not be like a fascist. Anyways, God bless. Repent, guys. Ukraine is fighting like Americans for their freedom. Like 1776. American 1776 is Ukrainian 2022. Don't you get it? You guys want to ask what's my interest in Ukraine? It's truth. I know it. If I'd be any other country, like from any other country, and know the truth, I'd also speak the truth about that country. I know about Ukraine because I was born there. I lived there. I visited there. I know the language. I learned the history. I know. What interest do I have? Truth. Like I've said before, my parents never raised me as a patriot. No, because we're Christians, and for us it was, how can I say, it's not forbidden, but we focus that we're children of heavenly kingdom. So we weren't raised to be patriotic or anything like that. Like, on the contrary, my husband's side of the family, his father, he was more about being patriotic. He understood the whole historical aspect of like Ukraine's plight for freedom, for independence, and like his dad is very intellectual person, so he learned a lot of history and studied and went to college and everything like that. So like he knew that the real history of Ukraine. So he taught it to their kids. Me, I was never like that. I considered myself, actually I kind of felt lost a little bit for a while until God just spoke to me and said, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "God, I don't know who I am. Who am I? I can't fit in with Americans because I'm not really born here. I don't feel like I can fit in. But I'm not really Ukrainian because I'm not there. Who am I?" And God said, "You're mine, but you're Ukrainian American." Accept it, who you are. Don't be ashamed to be Ukrainian, because Ukrainians felt always like little people from hundreds of years of occupation by Russians, by Muscovites. Yeah. You heard it right, Muscovites. Because Russia stole the name Rus from Kiev and Rus. Yeah, Kiev is the capital of Rus. So, anyways, I'm a Ukrainian American. Born Ukrainian, raised American, proud to be Ukrainian, proud to be, with all my heart, American, because I believe in our values, believe in the Constitution. I believe in what the founding fathers have established or believed. So, what do you guys believe in? Liberty and justice for all. But not the Ukrainians. No. Just Russians. Yeah, Russians. Oh, can't kick out Russians from colleges. No. Who cares if Ukrainian children get bombed? But Russians, we need to care about Russians. Hypocrisy much? What do you guys care about? Really? Is it your own pockets? Is it your lives at risk from Russia if you go against it? Figure it out. You want to be known as the people who supported a genocide? Figure it out, guys. I know you can do it. Yeah, you can do it. Do it.